Here is a clip from Lanford Wilson's new play, Redwood Curtain. Take a look. Lanford Wilson is here, and we'll talk about this play and a distinguished life in playwriting.
Macho crap.
What's that?
Trying to act like some damn Rambo or somebody.
Who's he?
You can't mean it. I'd willingly trade places with anyone alive who's never heard that name. A bullshit Green Beret in the movies. He's sent back to Nam like this one-man army to rescue a group of MIAs, and before he leaves, you'll like this. He says to his captain, "Yo, are they gonna let us win this time?" The movie house goes wild. Suddenly, everyone realizes the only way our boys could have lost is if someone wouldn't let them win. We were double-crossed. Have you been away so long you don't know you're a hero now? Come home. All is forgiven. We don't have the Vietnam syndrome anymore. Ollie, ollie, I'm sick free, you guys. We win. Makes you wonder about all the wonderful wars we won.
Who's that?
That's my mother.
Pretty.
I'll tell her. Do you mind? That's the woman that bought me from my real mother. Not a bad investment. She has a nose for that sort of thing. I turned out to be this world-class piano prodigy, probably worth a fortune. Of course, she's a billionaire. Money means nothing to those people. And if you believe that, she's a racehorse she'd like to sell you. Her name's Julia. She's my foster mother or adopted mother or whatever you call it. She's my mother. She's just not related to me.
So who's this other one then?
That's my real mother. Only I've never met her.
So how are you gonna tell her I said she was pretty?
Okay, I won't. Would you give me that back, please?
Tally's Folly, 5th of July, Burn This, Hot Ale, Baltimore. They're all written by Pulitzer Prize winning playwright and co-founder of the Circle Repertory Company, Lanford Wilson. He joins me tonight to talk about his latest work, which is Redwood Curtain, which I mentioned will be opening on Broadway later this month. Welcome.
Thank you.
Good to have you here. Is this your, I say this not for pride of exclusivity, but is this your first television interview?
Yes, it is. Well, I did
Silly
one,
of me to bring it up.
Yeah, I did one in Chicago with Cup.
Oh, with Irv Cup's in it.
Irv Cup's in it, yeah.
Great guy.
Well, I wanted one of those cups.
Yeah, and so you said, I'll go on if you'll give me a cup.
Yeah,
we'll give you one of these.
But I don't usually do it because I'm not an entertainer, and you know, the Jay Leno and those. That's entertainment. No, but the Jay Leno show, I can't perform, so yeah. I've and then, you know, with Tennessee Williams and Truman Capote and people like that going on and being very drunk, we got a lot of lessons on what not to do.
Yeah, right. And give playwriting a bad name or a good one.
Exactly, right.
Tell me about Redwood Curtain. And first want to know, because I mean, I've had some inkling of this, how the idea came to you while you were in California.
Well, they have a summer program. I was up there teaching for only 5 weeks, I think.
Where?
Which is Humboldt.
Right.
The only thing I knew about Humboldt, I was saying to everyone, I'm going to Humboldt. Yeah. Tell me something about it. They said they got great grass.
Or Saw Bellow or something. Yeah.
Yeah, and I said I stopped doing that. I stopped doing that 20 years ago. Yeah. So I went there. I was teaching, and all of these bagmen, and we say bag ladies, the bagmen were wandering around Humboldt.
Right. It's Humboldt, the little town.
The little town is Arcata and Eureka.
Right.
And I couldn't imagine where they came from. One of the locals said, Lanford, they call this the Redwood Curtain. They're Vietnam vets that live back in the woods. They've not been, you know, reestablished into the society. So then I started talking to some of them and trying to talk to others that were even more interesting and wouldn't talk. Yeah. And the idea evolved from that. I just hadn't realized quite what a problem and quite, you know.
And how did you finally come to the form of Redwood, which is sort of a kind of a child's fantasy in part?
It's almost a, I guess it is. It's sort of a modern, semi-realistic fairy tale. Yeah. It came up, well, first I got the Asian girl looking for her father, or the Amerasian girl looking for her father, because I'd been interested in that problem for a long while.
But you got to get her there first. So
yes.
You got to find a way to bring her over to where the redwoods are.
Yeah, so she grew up in California and was adopted by a very rich family and has been has reason to believe that her real father might be up in this neighborhood, and her aunt lives up there, so she goes up there every summer, and as the aunt said, the only reason she comes here is to look for the father.
And she gets to, and she becomes friendly with.
She befriends one of the men, played by Jeff Daniels, in the woods. Yeah, and draws him out, as she has a great talent for doing. No.
Yeah.
Well, he speaks to her.
Yeah, and she becomes. And she obviously, she's asking, "Where's my father?
Yeah,
Is my
Are
father?
you my father?
Are you my father?"
Because she thinks he's her father. So it becomes a mystery kind of fairy tale. She has a little bit of magical powers that.
She has a little bit of magical
powers, yeah. So we get a lot of theater magic in there.
What do you want to say here? I mean, what are you saying? Not what do you want to say?
I don't know. I just became so concerned. I became so concerned with the problem of the reassimilation back into society of so many of these vets that just cannot seem to find their way back, and also with the orphans that can't find their fathers, and when they do, the fathers want nothing to do with them. And I think those children could be such a great asset to this country, if we accepted them, or if they were accepted. You know, the Vietnamese philosophy is for correct behavior is to do exactly what your father did. Well, none of them know who their fathers are, so how are they going to know who they're supposed to be? Yeah. So it was interesting philosophy.
How long did it take you to write it?
It went quickly. It went very quickly. I was scared. It took me 4 months to write it, and then only 2 years to rewrite it.
Yeah. Is dialogue for you easy?
Dialogue is easy. Plot and story and coming up with an idea to begin with is what drives me. I walk around the middle of the night and eventually say, I'm not fooling myself, I'm trying to think of an idea for a play.
You write all night and sleep all day, or sleep the course of the day?
more or less.
Why do you do that?
You know, when I think I write all night and sleep all day when I'm trying to think of something, and it doesn't help. But when I've got an idea and it's going well, then I suddenly adapt into a real person, and I'm sleeping regular hours and getting up and starting work about an hour after I get up and working 7 hours or 7 hours. Yeah. And working and then celebrating the day's work and getting up and editing, and I get a routine.
Yeah.
But
who do you go to?
It's crazy.
You what?
When I'm not really in the middle of something, it's crazy.
When you're not churning it out and on a roll,
I'm up all night.
When you haven't found your rhythm.
As I said, I used to watch both segments of your program.
Yes, that's what I was on. Do you find common themes in most of the characters you have created? Because people who write about you look for this notion of the lost soul seeking
and trying to find a family
and
all that.
Yeah.
I didn't know it, but people have told me. I don't see it. But people have told me that.
And you're not driven by that idea.
I'm not driven by it at all. I get
this
finished
is not
with
some obsession you have at all.
I get finished with the play and say, oh my God, there it is again. And I didn't even know it was there.
Well, now that you know about it.
Looking for a family.
Yeah, where do you think it comes from?
Probably being abandoned when I was 5 years old, and my mother remarrying someone. We didn't get along. I went back to California to be with my real father. We didn't get along, so probably trying to find a family there. I found a lot of really nice surrogate families and friends and in groups and in theater groups. That's my family.
They became family for you.
Yeah, that's my family.
And is it an effective substitute for you? I mean,
I thought so, but maybe if I'm writing about it so much, it's not, right?
Talk to Dr. Rose. He's trying to get
it. Exactly.
No, but I mean, have you found? I mean, do you still think a lot about your own sense of father and stepfather? And
no, I really don't.
You found another life.
Yeah, there's a different life there. Yeah. My dear brothers, I adore. I have 2 paternal brothers who live out in California, and when my father died, they were very, very upset about it. And I found that it's been 5 years. It really didn't get to me at all because I hardly knew him, and I was shocked that they were so upset. But of course they were. He was their father. He wasn't mine.
Yeah. When you write, how do you start it?
Well, I usually, after going around for a long while and saying I'm not thinking of anything, I've not got an idea, I never should have started this, now people expect me to do it. I finally have some character, so it starts with a character who has some kind of beef, and he's yakking about something, and he'll talk for a long while, and then someone will finally say, "Oh, shut up," and then you've got 2 points of view, and then you begin to have
then you're off and running.
Yeah, then you're off and running. You have a conflict, and you have to decide where they are because the atmosphere.
And most of the time is what you see on the stage, the images that were in your mind.
They used to be, but you know, I've worked so long with Marshall Mason, who was my director.
And co-founder of Circle Repertory.
Circle Rep, right, well, along with Rob Thurkill and Tanya Barrison. I've worked so long with him that now I see, sometimes I see the characters in close-up, sometimes I see, one moment, but there are times when it's just dialogue. I just know what they're saying. I have no idea where they are on stage, what it looks like, or anything. It's just, I'm just working out the conflict and let him worry about that. He does it better anyway.
How many nights will you go to Redwood Curtain after it opens? I mean, how would you be there for every night for a while just to...
Well, it depends on whether it's well received or not. If it's not
well received.
If it's well received, I'll go away and leave them alone for a while and let them do it. I've seen it a lot. It's the first play of mine I can really watch every night.
Why is that?
I don't know. I've wondered. I couldn't. I haven't been able to watch the others. I just like it, I think.
But you can't watch
pleasant.
the others?
I can watch moments. I can watch the funny moments. I can watch the funny bits. But when I start getting serious, I'm out of there.
Is it, writing funny bits easier for you than writing?
I think so.
Because most people say comedy, which may not be the same thing, is much harder and more difficult to write, and even to perform, than drama.
I think it probably is. I was writing I've written a couple of comedies. I was writing one real comedy, and my elbow got tired. I was feeling, it's like, isn't that funny? And every line, isn't that funny? Isn't that funny? Then I went to see what did Weller rename cancer? Moon Children.
Oh, Moon Children.
That's a play I was going to write. So I said, good, I have to write that.
Something I wanted to read to you that you had said, but I don't have it in front of me. When you
Thank
moved,
God.
That's right. Don't you love people throwing your quotes back at you?
Say,
Mr. Wilson, did you say this on the?
How did I ever think that?
Okay. Here's one of the things that I'd read. That is this comparison between you and You Know What's Coming, a famous Russian playwright, Chekhov. Yeah. I mean,
you know, I didn't read Chekhov until after I'd been compared to him, and then I read him.
Yes.
And
what'd you find out?
Well, he blew me away. I liked it. I liked what he was doing very much, and decided that's may not be quite what I'm doing, but maybe what I should be.
But you like the feeling of it.
Oh, I love it. Yeah. And I don't really know if we're doing. Maybe neither one of us could really write plot as well as we're supposed to, and that's why it seems similar.
And in both cases, people would point to dialogue as what is and characterization as the character as the higher strengths.
Right. He was also writing the way people really spoke. He was one of the first people to do that, and that's what and heightening it just a bit, and that's kind of what I try to do.
Who else has influenced you? I mean, if you could look at playwrights in which you read.
I think I hate saying it, following him. Dickens.
Following Edward Said.
Yeah, that's right.
Dickens, that's right.
Dickens, right.
That old cultural imperialist.
Yeah, that cultural imperialist Dickens, right. And more than novelists, almost. I was very impressed with Brendan Behan's The Hostage when I saw that. I went running around for a year saying, theater has to be a circus. It has to be a circus. And I liked that a lot. And then some of the magic acts I've seen, I've been wanting to, finally got magic on stage.
To work it in,
I'm trying to get that on stage.
How different is what we're going to see on Broadway from what first appeared at the Seattle Rep?
A lot. And I thought it was finished, of course. And every time we've done it, we did it Seattle and then Philadelphia and then San Diego. And I'm here to tell you those rep companies are really strong and wonderful places
Especially
to work.
Seattle, I mean.
Yeah, and San
Dan
Diego.
Sullivan and others are
they're
working
wonderful, wonderful people and great facilities. But it keeps changing, it keeps evolving, and I keep cutting lines, I keep making it more specific. The magic gets clearer.
It's cutting more than anything else.
It's cutting
it's editing
and
as you go.
Being a little more specific. That word isn't quite the word. You need a slightly different word.
Wendy Wasserstein says that she starts out overly long plays, knowing that she's going to cut them down as they go from Seattle Rep, in her case, to Lincoln Center, to Broadway. Do the same thing, knowing you overwrite, knowing you can cut it down, but wanting to get a feel on the lines and the players. Do the characters change it? Do they have an impact, or is it mainly you looking at what you see and saying?
Characters can run away with things, you know. I mean, they can really run away with you. And sometimes characters are great fun to write, and they'll just take a play over and stomp all over it. And sometimes that's happened. I think Pale in Burn This just ran off with the play.
Speaking of Burn This,
Yeah.
did you have Malkovich in mind when you
Yeah.
wrote that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did. I didn't when I started the play. I had my three models, my bartender and the three models in mind, and I pumped them for facts. And then about halfway through, I was talking to Marshall Mason, and he said, "You're writing Wild Hare. We've got to get a wild hair to play this." And Malkovich
came
was
to
the first.
mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
And did he even make it more outrageous than you?
Even more
powerful?
Well, he did the performance that we wanted him to do. It was probably a
So
little.
He hit all the notes that you wanted.
It was probably a little much for, but people who
For
saw
an audience?
Yeah.
Yeah.
People who saw it the first time would come back and say, "John, you were great." And when they saw it the second time, they'd say, "You know, she's awfully good too." And the third time they saw it, they'd say, "This is really a good play." But it took that long to get past his performance.
When does this open?
It opens on the 30th.
30th of March?
30th of March.
Much success.
So, thank you.
That's